Hello, welcome to my confusions.
I don't get it at all.
What?
Don't get it.
I've been invited to my friend's wedding and I thought it would be kind of fun to try and make something for it because I don't actually have anything to wear to a wedding. I've never made anything formal before or kind of tailored. I've made a jacket before, but that was just kind of from a blanket and was kind of stretch material. So this will be my first time kind of working to something that is more fitted and tailored and structured. I don't know how it's going to go, to be honest with you. If this is your first time here, my name's Gavin. I'm here on YouTube making things, being a bit of a weirdo on the internet, to be honest with you. But I'm here to see what I can make and to have fun with it along the way. Life's too serious. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, why not subscribe? I'm trying to hit 1,000 followers by the summer, so anytime that you could subscribe, that would be really helpful. Let's get started. This is 47 pages that I need to cut, stick, assemble together, so I'm not going to put you through that, so let's skip that part. That took, no word of a lie, I think 3 hours to cut out everything. Like, there's everything that's been cut out. That took so long, so long to do. But let's see what this I need to eat and take a break.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Now we've got all of the pattern pieces, we've got the outer fabric, the lining fabric, and now it's time to kind of arrange these on this and see how I can get the most out of it. The pattern actually does have this kind of like layout guide that I'm going to try and follow on here that kind of shows the grain line and how everything should be laid out. So let's see how it goes. So I feel like I was able to squeeze quite a lot, and especially kind of down here. Um, and then I tried to keep the instructions. So it has like this arrow here that's talking about the grain line. So I've kind of tried to keep that on the grain line here. And then I still have quite a lot of extra fabric for the trousers. And then also just in case I mess up. So now let's cut out the fabric here. And then I've still got these ones here to cut out of the lining, but let's cut out the pattern pieces first. One down. 13 to go.
1 hour later.
We have all of the pieces fit. So we've got the main fabric, and then we've also got the lining fabric cut out as well. Now time to start sewing. The first thing that it says that I need to do is to fold, is I need to sew this dart here. I think I have to do it on both sides from what I can tell. 'Cause it says on the front double. Again, the instructions aren't super clear, so I hope that I don't mess this up because I have to wear this on Monday. Kind of mark there, and then let's mark where it finishes. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure how wide the dart is. So the dart is 1 centimeter at the widest part. So first I need a straight line. So the middle point would be 12.5 centimeters, which is here. And that needs to be 1 centimeter wide. So one in the middle. So it needs to be like there and there. Like a straight line to there. And then a straight line there. And then the same on the other side. I'm going to same on that side. Kind of stick a pin through on this side. Then I can chalk. Let's clip these together so they don't move, because I have to do it on both sides, I think, which would make sense because it needs to be symmetrical on the front. So I'm going to pin there so I can see where the top and the bottom is. So pin. That's the bottom. So now I've got two chalk marks on here that are symmetrical. Then it needs to be 1 centimeter wide, which so the instructions say that the bottom part of the dart is going to be covered by the pocket. So I think I'm going to start at the bottom and then go up. So I'll do a back stitch on the bottom part, and then on the top part, instead of doing a back stitch, I'm gonna kind of go off and then hand tie the end of the stitch. And then hopefully I think that should give a neater finish. Oh, I hope that's right. Why is the stitching loose? Why is the stitching so loose? Oh, do I need to turn? Okay. I need to solve this problem before I move on, because this is way too loose. So the stitches are like they're not closing properly. So like I can see all of the stitches from this side. So I guess I need to adjust the tension. Okay, attempt 2. I have to be careful because it seems that the stitches do leave marks in this fabric. Better. So it's good that we troubleshooted off the first little piece of fabric, the first cut. So now I need to do the same on the other side. Too many things. All right, the next instruction, it says I have to cut open the darts and press. So I tied off the knots as well just here for the end that was unbackstitched. How can I do this? Okay, I'm going to go do a snip in the middle. And then I think I should be able to kind of go up along the fabric. I have the iron heating up over there. Let's cut this side too. Okay. Now I'm going to go press. I'm going to go press these open. All right, we've got some lovely flat seams. I mean, they could be a bit neater, but like the seam allowance was so small on here that it was kind of difficult to get them to flat. But from this side, I think they look really good. I just need to wash the chalk off, but I think you can see the kind of nice lines on this side. So the next thing that we have to do is we are constructing the pocket. I need to add some interfacing on, where is it? This part here, where the pocket's gonna go. I think traditionally you have it on the left for the pocket, so it should be on this one with the armhole on the side, the inside here. So I'm gonna mark where the pocket should be, and then quickly not so I'm gonna quickly iron on some interfacing on here. Okay, so we've got a bit of fusible interfacing on here, and then I used a I love this. It's like a heat erasable marker just to kind of mark out the pocket here, and then just kind of line it up so it was straight here. Now I have to baste the stitches around here to transfer it onto this side of the fabric. So let's do a bit of hand sewing. We've got a nice little outline to go on now. Future me jumping in again. So I realized that I didn't film this bit. So I cut two rectangles that are maybe like this kind of shape, and then sewed this edge, and then basted along here. And these are it's going to be the pocket square that goes on here. So back to me back there. Okay, now we've got to do a little hand stitch just on the bottom line here so we know where to sew. This seems like an unnecessary step, but it was in the instructions, so we're just going to go for it. Okay, now we're sewing the bottom part of the baseline stitch, the basted stitch to the bottom line of the welt pocket. Next thing we've got to do is we sew the pocket lining onto the top of the welt pocket. So we're sewing just along this line here, and then what we end up doing is we cut in the middle and then we flip it inside out. This bit is more familiar to me. I've done welt pockets before, and so let's line that up. This part, we cut a little hole in the middle, and then we cut to here, and then a little triangle that goes up one side, and then a little triangle on the other. And then we go to the same side, cut across here. Then we flick this inside here. And then that's going to go up there. But I need to press and go press this open on the other end. Now we flip the pocket over and then we stitch it to this little flap here. And this will and then I'm going to go around and close in the pocket as well. Also, in case you didn't notice already, the light bulb in my sewing machine went out a few days ago. I need to order a new one, but I haven't got around to it yet. I mean, it would be quite useful right now. I'm going to go around and close this the pocket on the sides as well. So a little update, I'm trying to follow this pattern and this doesn't look like mine. Like the slope of this arm is just not existent on the pattern that I have. And this part here is much more sloped. So like this is my pattern. Can you see that this one's like much more sloped? And then this one that it's supposed to attach to, there is no slope. So I'm just like, and I've like double checked like the pattern that I was cutting it from. The pattern that I was cutting it from, there is no slope here. And you can see kind of like the line where it was cut out. I don't get it. I'm gonna follow the next part of the pattern where I sew this part to the side, but I think something's been messed up. I've attached the side. Something is definitely wrong. Like we have half an armhole, and then what's going on here? I have to take a break for today. I need to figure this out tomorrow, or I need to eat, and yeah, I can't deal with this. It's day 2. We're coming back refreshed, renewed, ready to get this finished with. So far we have what do I have? We've got the the front part, and then like a nice pocket here. I think we're just going to try and like plow on with the rest of it and kind of see. My plan is to just kind of like keep on going. And then if there's anything that I need to like readjust or like do again, then I have tomorrow and Sunday to also make the trousers, go shopping for a shirt, go buy shoes. There's a few things that I need to do, but I'm hoping we'll get the jacket mostly done today. Fingers crossed, but let's go. So the next step I need to do is attach the back to the side. And then on the other front, I need to attach a side and then a back. Let me look at the picture of how this attaches. So there should be a pokey out bit. So the pokey out bit attaches to the pokey out bit. Perfect. So it's got this thingy here. They're supposed to be the same side. I feel. Is this missing? Is there something missing? It just. Why isn't that the same size?
That doesn't. Well, I don't understand this code.
And like the armhole feels like it's gonna be really, really low. Like it almost feels like there's a piece missing here. If that goes there and that goes there, then there's like a weird. The armhole isn't the right armhole size. These notches line up, so I'm gonna sew here up to here and just hope for the best. But I need to. I feel like this. This is a freehand, and it's honestly confusing me so much. Hello, welcome to my confusion. So that's the good side. Because on the diagram, it doesn't have a little curved kick out bit, but on my one it does. I probably should pin this, but at this point the pattern is already so messed up. I think I got a bit overwhelmed yesterday, thinking like of how many kind of mistakes there were on the pattern, and also thinking that there was a lot more to go. But I think actually there isn't a huge amount left to do from the last coat that I did. It's just kind of attaching the different side pieces and back pieces, putting in the lining, and then from there, I think I'm just gonna have to like adjust and probably cut out a different arm piece. Yeah, but I feel I have enough time. If I finish the jacket today, I can do the trousers tomorrow, which may be in a separate video, depending on how much time this takes us. Now we are sewing the other front to the other side, and then we're going to sew the back to that. So we're just repeating the same step that we just did. So let's skip ahead of that. So now we have two halves of the jacket. So we've got, annoyingly, I think it traditionally is on this side, I think. So we've got this half of the jacket, and then we have this half of the jacket. The armholes are still looking weird, so I feel I'm gonna have to like cut a curved bit because I feel that the curve should extend all the way around rather than just kind of cut into a weird thing that's going here. But whatevs, this is a problem that we'll deal with once everything is kind of a bit more put together and we deal with the arms. So now I need to sew the back pieces together to kind of make it into one thing. The pattern says something about a back vent. I don't know what a back vent is. So I think I'm supposed to stop sewing at a certain point. Yeah, I'm gonna look at the pattern, but I think I have to leave like the bottom part open. I think I've clipped all along the back seam. So now we're just kind of sewing along the back seam so that the two pieces are together. This pattern instructions are really confusing. I do not recommend. But I'm just gonna sew up the back piece it, and then if I'm supposed to have a sit at the back, then I won't. I mean, it's not the end of the world. It will be fine. So now we've got one completed piece. Now that I redid the back, the next step is to attach the shoulder seams. So the sloped edge of the back piece has to match with the sloped edge of the front. And then once these are sewn together, then we'll have a jacket that I can put on and just kind of see what the vibe is that we're working with so far. But yeah, is it just me? Am I the only one that kind of works? I work best. I don't, well, maybe not best. I need a deadline to be able to kind of like start something and really just like push myself to get it done. But then the whole time that I'm doing that, something like a sewing project is whenever something goes wrong, the looming deadline and pressure really just kind of like amps up the stress that it becomes much less enjoyable to actually do it. Like I should have started this maybe about a week ago, but I didn't. But Yeah, I think for the other, I think because this one is an actual real deadline that I have, like the wedding is on Monday, and I if I don't do this today and tomorrow, then I don't have any options. Then I have to go out and buy something on Sunday. But I already spent so lots of money on this fabric that I don't want to do that. But yeah, I think for other sewing projects, I think I need to give myself like a deadline, but kind of like not let it take away the fun. I think this one there can't be much enjoyment out of it because the deadline is a real deadline for Monday. But anyway, I feel like we're making a lot of progress. I just have to kind of like attach this, then the lining, then the collar, then let's not think about how much else we want to do. But let's attach the shoulder seams and then kind of see what we're working with. So this is what we've got so far. Not bad at all. I like the lapels. That's it. There's a bit of weird like twisting around the back here. Kind of on the back side, kind of this weird twisting, but figure it out. I'm much less nervous about it than I was before. It's not perfect, but it's definitely giving suit. Um, yeah, let's carry on. So I think I have to measure how much is left here and then how much is here and kind of make it the same. So I'm gonna adjust it so that this one here was 1.5 centimeters, so it was a little bit shorter than this one. So I'm gonna move this down so it's 1.5 centimeters, and then kind of like baste it in place, to keep it there. And I hope that that's what I'm supposed to do. If anyone actually understands what these instructions mean, please, like in the comments, write me down like what I'm actually supposed to be doing right now. I don't get it. Don't get it. I mean, the rest of the jacket, I was surprised at how that, well, like pleasantly surprised at how that looked when I put that on. That kind of calmed my anxieties a little bit because I'm a little bit worried that if I go to this wedding and I look like the clothes that I'm wearing look like terrible, then it's gonna be like embarrassing because this is a gay wedding first of all, and then there's also only like I think there's maybe 15 people at the ceremony. It's a friend who I know from Vietnam, and they moved to England and got engaged and are getting married to someone who lives here. So they don't know that many people, and then the guy that they're getting married to is from South Africa, and so it's like a small wedding party. So like, it's not like there's loads and loads of people. It's also in the daytime. It's at like 4 o'clock. So like daytime wedding, although it is winter, so it'll get dark at like 4. So actually, I won't be exposed by like the daylight. Thinking about it, the the pattern has these slants here, right? So they match up to there, which would make sense if this was going there, right? But on the instructions, it seems like the basting is done in those corners there. But then why is that? Why are those slants there as well? That doesn't make sense to me because then to me that seems like it should be down there. Like I should be basting it in this corner. What? Don't get it. Well, okay, I'm just gonna go with it. You know what? And if it turns out rubbish, then I'll just not go to the wedding. I don't know. I I'm just gonna go with it. It'll be fine. We reached another confusing point. This pattern is so unclear. So again, I'll put up a picture here of what I'm supposed to do. I get this bit. I added some interfacing as well, some fusible interfacing to make it a bit sturdier. This bit and this is supposed to sit on there. The red and blue is that supposed to represent good side, bad side? Or is it just showing that they're different pieces? Then again, when it's sewn on here, am I sewing underneath? Am I sewing on top? I feel if I sew underneath, stitching is going to be on the outside of the jacket. Everything should be finished on that side, which makes me think that I need to sew, oh, an itchy nose. Oh, this side. But then, how, what does this, what happens? If it was like this, I could understand. Because then that's going to be on the outside, which can then be turned inside out. But that's not what it's telling me to do. It's telling me to basically like fill in the gap there. I've sat here for like 20 minutes trying to figure this out, and I don't know what these instructions mean. So just going to put them like one on top of the other and sew along there. If I mess this up, then I will just have to make it again. I just feel like it's supposed to go that way. It just, to me, it would just make more sense. This is a mistake, this part, but I'm going to go over that again. And I'm running out of thread. I don't know if I have enough for the sleeves. We'll see how far we get on the sleeves, but yeah, it's 6:30. So I was having a look on their website through the example measurement, just to kind of see, because this one was telling me that I needed to sew together the top, the undersleeve and the top sleeve. And I thought that's weird because I thought that the undersleeve was what we use in the instructions. Let me go back to the instructions just to kind of show you why this was so confusing. So this part here, this part looks like this part, which is the undersleeve. On my one that I have, the side looks like this. On the example one that they have, their side looks like this. So there's a measurement or something that I've put in wrong that means that my side has come out looking like this with no armhole. So I can't, it's already, what time is it now? It's 20 to 6, 20 to 7. I can't look at this anymore. This is how much thread we have left. So I can barely sew anymore. So basically, tomorrow is a Saturday. I'm going to wake up early. I'm going to go buy thread. Then the whole of tomorrow, I need to finish the jacket and the trousers tomorrow. So for now, I'm going to do the measurements again. First of all, actually, I'm just going to go to the shop and buy some chocolate or something because I can't believe it would cause so much wasted time and confusion because this side piece just didn't fit. I didn't understand it. But it's my own mistake or something. I don't know. Okay, we're gonna go on to day 3 of doing this, and I need to finish it tomorrow. Okay, right. It is a new day again. So yeah, I spent this morning going to Hobbycraft to buy some new thread, which is very expensive there. I had to buy some buttons. I bought a shirt and shoes for the outfit. Now, at the moment, I am here, as you can see, just cutting the new pattern, and then I kind of upping the stitches of this one. what I have noticed is this one is longer than the current piece. So I'm not cutting a new one because I've done the pocket and stuff. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take the front and where the armhole is, as you can see there, it's kind of like the same there, but the sides are a bit shorter. So I'm going to cut the new one here and then cut the armhole. And then for the rest of it, I'm just going to keep it the same. And the length, I'm going to keep the same. I'm not adding extra length. I'm just going to cut the armhole. Then we're going to reattach the sides to the back. I'm not going to show that part on camera because this is already far too long. So the next part that you will see is I will have cut the new ones. Then I'll quickly cut in the armholes, cut the extra sides, and then we're going to sew again like we did before, the fronts to the sides to the back, and then we're going to close the back seams. So we're going to skip ahead to all of that being done to where we should have been before. So we're back up to where we left off before. Now it's fitting so much better than before. Like, I guess this is how it's supposed to fit. Like with the lapels falling here, like it fits me. I'm really pleased with how this has turned out. Like it was my fault. I'm the problem. It was me. That's the reason that the pattern wasn't working, because I got something wrong in the measurement. So I just need to like make sure I'm triple checking. The next thing I need to do is, now it's attaching the collar to here. And because, let me take it off. Because I had the back on back to front, now there's a rounded, I don't know if you can still hear me because the microphone's on there. There's a rounded part here. So like the collar's going to fit like so much easier now. So let's sew the collar in, and yeah, then we're back up to where we were before. According to the instructions, the next part that I have to do is sewing the undersleeve to the top sleeve until the slit, which I think is this little sticky outy bit here. So I'm going to go down this side first with the kind of curved side, and then kind of sew that until there. So I'm going to sew that on both sleeves. The sleeves are sewn. I think what I am going to do though is I'm going to press all of these seams open on here and also on the jacket itself before I attach the sleeves to the jacket. So that's the next step. So let me just press open all the seams to make them look really nice, because we're going for a kind of like nice finish on this. I've clipped the sleeve into the armhole. What I do is I turn the sleeves the right side out and then put it through the armhole as if it was like sewn on. And then from the inside, you can clip it around kind of where you're going to be sewing. So I think I've said this before in a previous video. I take the top part and put a little clip on there, and the bottom part of the sleeve, put a clip on there, then kind of stretch it to meet the hole, clip the top part, clip the bottom part, then do the same with the sides, kind of stretch them out, make those meet, and then just kind of carefully clip around the edges. So we're going to sew this sleeve and this sleeve. And then we basically have a constructed jacket, kind of, except it's not finished at all, but the shape will be there. Exciting! I think we have a constructed sleeve. Fingers crossed. So this is it with the sleeve attach. I was long to be worried about kind of it sitting weirdly, because it kind of like, let me extend this a little bit. It doesn't actually go on to like where the shoulder is. It's a bit further up. But yeah, I really like it, and I'm proud of myself so far. I don't know. I feel like I've done the collar wrong, but we'll figure out that soon. But yeah, I think it's turning out nice, Right, time to do the other sleeve. So I've got these two pieces left over. There's no instructions on the sewing pattern for them, but I think that they attach to the front of the jacket. It says that they're the front facing, and these little notches here match up with this part here. So I've added some interfacing to make them a bit sturdier, and then I'm going to attach them to the fronts of the jacket. We're almost at the last step now, so we got to turn the same pieces that we had for the jacket. We've got the matching pieces with the lining. So now I just need to sew all of these again, the same way that we sewed the jackets. So then we attach the lining to the jacket. So let's skip to this all being constructed. So we have the finished lining. We've got the jacket here. It's dark now. I'm done today, so I'm gonna finish it tomorrow. So I guess day 3, day 4. I don't know which it is, but we'll do it tomorrow. It is day 3, 4. I don't know, but it has to be finished today. So I put in some shoulder hype last night. So I've got one here. Probably could have done with 2 on each, but whatevs. So today we need to sew the lining into the jacket and then kind of figure out the collar, and then that should be it, I hope. And then I need to sew the trousers, but I think that's going to be a different video. So for now, I'm going to attempt to attach the lining to the jacket. I don't know where the last bit I filmed was, but right now I'm hand sewing. So the collar was turned inside out, and then I'm just hand sewing the raw edge to the kind of under collar that's just there. This is long, but the rest of it is finished. So editing me is back. I realized that I didn't actually record a lot of the final pieces because I was so stressed with getting this suit finished. So the final piece that was recorded was the bit that you've just seen of me hand sewing the collar. The only thing that was left to do from there was to hand sew on the button. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add in a little video that I took at the wedding, and then a couple of pictures, and then I'll come back and I'll kind of wear the jacket and kind of talk through the few things that I did after that video was recorded, and then kind of talk about the few things that I did and that I didn't record, and kind of what I would do differently if I was to make this jacket again. So here is a video from the wedding. So this is the final jacket. Obviously, I'm not wearing the shirt that I was wearing in the wedding video. Overall, I'm really pleased with how it turned out. I think the buttons could be a little bit higher. I think probably kind of somewhere up here would probably be better. But again, this was something that I was kind of my first jacket that I've made. So there's kind of things that I would do differently next time. Also, the cuffs didn't turn out as neatly. The left cuff is a lot neater than this cuff. This side's cuff is a bit janky, but that's okay. We just didn't look too closely. Let me sit down so I can talk a bit more comfortably. The last part that I filmed was doing the collar. The collar turned out quite well, I think. And then I didn't have time to finish the buttons. So on the way to the wedding on the train, I was cutting. I brought a seam ripper and a small pair of scissors. I was cutting and sewing buttons onto the jacket while I was on the train. So all 4 of these buttons were all sewn while I was on the train. One thing I also didn't film as well is I made a small bow tie from the same lining fabric inside. I also didn't put the pockets on the inside that should be there. And that would be something else that I would do kind of in future jackets. But yeah, I kind of made this bow tie to kind of sit there. I thought it was like, I really liked that I was able to make the bow tie from the same fabric as like the pocket material and the lining, just to kind of tie it all in together. Overall, like I'm happy with how it turned out. I probably wouldn't wear this again. One thing that I noticed is I accidentally made this out of waxed cotton, which is great for like jackets that you're wearing outside that get a patina. But I accidentally washed it on a hot wash, and that kind of messed up the paraffin wax. So it ended up with lots of these white streaks whenever it's kind of folded. And I can't get them to go away. Like I can wipe them off, and then they just kind of reappear once it gets kind of like a little bit wrinkled. But I had a well, that's a lie. I was gonna say that I had a fun time making this jacket. I did not. It was very stressful, and I think the deadline being so close to actually having to have it finished didn't make this any easier. But I learned new techniques, and I'm happy that I'm improving in my skills and things that I can do. And the next jacket that I make will be even better. I probably will use a different pattern with clearer instructions. If you're still watching and you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe. I have more videos coming up. The next video that I have coming out should be a drag video. And then next, well, it's going to be like in 2 weeks for me, but I don't know how long it'll take me to get the videos up. But the next videos that I have coming up are going to be kind of mixing travel and sewing, because I'm going to be away for about 3 months. If you're interested in coming along for the journey, subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video. Have a nice day. Bye.